My wife secretly spent our 5th anniversary with her ex-boyfriend. So I walked away without a word. What happened after that completely shattered her life. I'm writing this from a mining camp in Papua New Guinea, enjoying a beer that costs more than what most people earn in an hour, and I couldn't care less. My lawyer friend Jono advises me to wait until the divorce is complete. But she can't reach me here, and I need to vent. 5 years. 5 damn years. I was married to Bianca, whom I met at a friend's engagement party on the Gold Coast. She was a stunning Italian-Australian farm representative with long legs and a laugh that could brighten any space. I was just another FIFO mining engineer making good money, but working hard in remote areas. Somehow we made it work, 2 weeks on site, 1 week at home. She claimed she understood the lifestyle and appreciated that I was building our future. We tied the knot at her family's vineyard in the Hunter Valley. Her father, Antonio, gave a speech about how I was the son he never had. Her mother, Rosa, cried and told me to take care of her daughter. I promised I would, and I meant it. I bought a house in Broad Beach Waters, not overly fancy but nice. It had a pool, 3 bedrooms, a double garage, all paid in cash. Then I got an investment unit in Surfer's Paradise and another in Southport, all in my name since I had the income and borrowing power. But they were ours. I was creating our empire one property at a time. The anniversary was supposed to be special. 5 years is a significant milestone. I booked a stay at Qualia on Hamilton Island. Took leave from work, which is tough when you're senior staff. I had everything planned: a sunrise hot air balloon ride, a private beach dinner, a couple's massage. It cost me $8,000, but she was worth it. A week before, she started acting strangely. I came home from a 3-week shift, and she seemed different, distant, saying work was stressing her out. Some new territory needing doctors and conference season approaching. I rubbed her feet while she vented about her sales targets. Made dinner. Acted like a good husband. She began staying out late, saying it was for pharmaceutical dinners, client entertainment, team building. Always had an excuse and details ready when I asked. I'm not a jealous guy, I never have been. You can't be when you spend 2/3 of your life away. You either trust or you don't. But something felt off. Mining teaches you to trust your gut. When something seems wrong, you investigate. You don't wait for the wall to fall. 3 nights before our anniversary, she came home at 2 a.m., shower running before she even said hello. I found her dress in the hamper later, with a makeup stain on the collar that suspiciously looked like men's foundation. Who wears foundation? But I kept quiet. Waited. On the night of our actual anniversary, September 15th, I'll never forget it. She told me there was an emergency, a big client crisis she had to handle personally. Might be an all-nighter at the office preparing presentations. She kissed me on the cheek, said we'd celebrate when she got back, and left. I sat there for about 20 minutes. Then I Find my iPhone. She wasn't at her office in Bundall. She was at the Sofitel Gold Coast. I could have driven there, made a scene, been that guy. But I'm not that guy. I'm an engineer. I solve problems properly. I grabbed my keys and drove, parked across from the hotel and waited. At 11:47 p.m. on our 5th wedding anniversary, I watched my wife walk out of that hotel kissing Damon Cross, Damien, her ex from university, the one she claimed was old news, just a friend when he added her on Instagram last year. The one who owned 3 nightclubs and drove a Lamborghini, looking like he stepped off a GQ cover. They were all over each other, his hands on her waist, her fingers in his hair. The same hair she used to run her fingers through when we were in bed. They hopped into his lime green Lamborghini and drove off. I sat there until 3 a.m., just thinking and planning. Bianca made 2 mistakes that night. First, she underestimated me. She thought I was just some dumb guy who'd scream and plead for answers. Second, she forgot what I do for a living. I blow things up for a living, professionally. When I blast, there's nothing left but rubble. I drove home. She returned at 5 a.m., slipping into bed smelling like his cologne, whispering she was sorry for missing our anniversary. I told her it was fine. Work comes first. She snuggled into me and fell asleep while I lay there planning her demolition. Update 1 posted 1 week later. Holy crap. Nah, forget that Reddit cliche. Want to know what happened? Here's what happened. The morning after I saw her with Damien, I got up like nothing had happened. Made her coffee, kissed her goodbye, went to my home office, and got to work. Not mining work, life demolition work. First call, Jono, my lawyer friend from school. We've been tight since year 10, and he's now one of Brisbane's top divorce lawyers. I explained the situation. He said Queensland's no-fault divorce meant her cheating didn't matter legally, but there were ways to protect assets if I moved quickly. Documented everything, recorded the call. Legal in Queensland if you're part of it. Second call, my accountant. Time to liquidate. Everything was in my name, the houses, the cars, the investment accounts. Bianca had her own money from her pharma job, but the real wealth was all mine, all legal. I started selling the investment properties. The market was hot, they'd move quickly. Third call, site manager. Told him I was interested in that PNG position we discussed, 6 months minimum, maybe permanent. The pay was insane, $350,000 tax-free plus all expenses. He said I could start in 3 weeks. Perfect. Then I went to work on the house, acting normal, as if nothing was happening. When you're planning a blast, you don't let anyone know until you hit the detonator. Bianca kept up her lies all week. 3 more client dinners, 2 conferences, 1 overnight training session on the Sunshine Coast. Each time, Find My iPhone showed her at different hotels. I saved screenshots of everything, kept receipts she left in her car, built my evidence folder. But here's where it gets interesting. I found her iPad logged into her Gmail. Stupid move, using the same password for everything. Found emails going back months. Damien telling her he missed her saying she thought of him during intimacy with me, him sending inappropriate photos, her sending pics in lingerie I bought her for Valentine's Day. The best part? She had been planning to leave me after I finished the Hamilton Island development project next year, wanting to wait until the properties appreciated more. She was playing the long game, but I beat her to it. I started moving money legally, my money. Closed our joint accounts and transferred everything to new accounts in my name only. Canceled her supplementary credit cards, the ones I paid for. Changed my will, updated my superannuation beneficiaries. All legal, all above board. Then I got creative. Remember those emails? I made copies, lots of copies, put them in envelopes addressed to her parents' restaurant, Russo's in Leichhardt, to her sister Francesca in Paddington, to her boss at the pharmaceutical company, to the spouses of the doctors she claimed to be entertaining, even one to the church where we got married. But I didn't send them. Not yet. I'm not an amateur. The property settled quickly. Cash buyers, Chinese investors cleared $1.4 million profit after capital gains, straight into accounts she didn't know existed. The Audi Q7 I bought her started the repossession process. It was financed in my name, and I stopped payments. She didn't notice anything, too busy with Damien to see the walls closing in. She came home Thursday night glowing, saying she had a breakthrough with a major hospital contract. I congratulated her, opened champagne, and we toasted to her success. While she slept off the champagne, I packed. Not obviously, just important stuff. Documents, photos I cared about, my grandfather's watch, clothes that looked like a typical FIFO swing bag. Everything else was replaceable. Friday morning, I kissed her goodbye like usual, told her I loved her, and said I'd see her in 2 weeks. She barely looked up from her phone. Love you too, babe. Have a safe swing. I drove to the airport, but not to catch a FIFO flight. The demolition was about to begin. Update 2. Posted 2 weeks later. I'm typing this on my phone from a bar in Port Moresby. Just wrapped up my first week on site. The guys here don't ask questions when you drink alone, and the money makes everything else irrelevant. So where were we? Right, the airport. Instead of flying to site, I flew to Sydney. Had a uni friend, Tomo, who didn't ask questions when I said I needed to crash for a few days. Turned off Find My iPhone, turned off Read Receipts, became a ghost. The first text from Bianca came that night. Hey babe, how was the flight? I didn't reply. Saturday morning, hello. Everything okay? Nothing. By Sunday, she was calling 15 times. I watched them all come through, then I blocked her number. Not because I was weak, but because I wanted her to know I was choosing not to answer. Monday was when the real fun began. I had set up delayed emails from a burner account. Professional clinical 9 a.m. email to her boss with screenshots of her and Damien at the Sofitel. Timestamped during a client dinner she'd expensed. Subject line, expense fraud concern. 10 a.m. package delivered to her parents' restaurant. Every email, every photo, every lie about working late. A note. Your daughter has been cheating on Mitchell for 6 months. He found out. He's gone. 11 a.m. The repo company showed up at her work for the Audi, right in the middle of the Bundall business district. Her screaming at the tow truck driver that it was her car. Security footage later showed her throwing her designer shoes at them. 12 p.m. The joint credit card started declining while she was at lunch with pharmaceutical reps when her company card got rejected. Had to pay with her personal debit card. 1 p.m. email to Damien's fiancé. Oh yeah, forgot to mention the nightclub owner was engaged to a surgeon, Dr. Patricia Chun, who works at Gold Coast Private. Lovely woman, according to her Instagram. Probably didn't know her man was involved with my wife. Texts started hitting her phone. She still had his number from our wedding. Where's Mitchell? This is an emergency. I know you know where he is. Please. Someone hacked our accounts. The house is empty. His clothes are gone. Tomo showed me every message, laughing his head off. Mate, you've gone nuclear. Damn right I had. By Tuesday, her world was officially in ruins. Her dad, Antonio, called Tomo trying to find me. The old man was in tears, saying Bianca had brought shame to the family and wanted to talk to me to apologize. Tomo played dumb. Her sister Francesca went on a rampage, posting on Facebook about being disgusted by cheaters. She didn't name names, but everyone knew, the Italian community talks. On Wednesday, Bianca's boss fired her. Not for the cheating, but for the expense fraud. $8,000 in false client dinners over 6 months. They were considering pressing charges. Her pharma rep friends scattered like cockroaches. But the best part? Damien threw her under the bus completely, telling his fiancé it was all Bianca's fault, saying she pursued him, desperate to save his own relationship. Dr. Chin believed him. I don't know why, but she spread the word in her medical circles. Bianca was now persona non grata at every hospital and clinic on the Gold Coast. By Thursday, she realized I was gone for good. The real estate agent I hired called her about selling the house. She tried to claim it was half hers. The agent laughed and showed her the title deed, my name only. The prenup was ironclad. What's mine stays mine in case of adultery. Cheers, Jono. Friday morning, she broke down. Voicemail after voicemail on my old number. I kept the SIM to monitor them. Mitchell, please call me back. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It didn't mean anything. I love you. Please come home. I'll do anything. Please. I'm at Francesca's. She won't let me in. Dad won't talk to me. I have nowhere to go. Answer your damn phone. I listened to each one while enjoying $15 beers at the Crown Casino. I even won $5,000 on blackjack. Lucky night all around. By the time I flew to PNG that weekend, Bianca Russo-Thompson was in a tough spot. No job, no car, no family, no home. I'd given her 30 days notice to vacate. No Damien, he blocked her on everything. No money beyond her savings. But I wasn't done. Not even close. Update 3. Posted 1 month later. Evening. CNTTS. Mitch here. Reporting live from a site that looks like Mars if Mars had malaria. Internet's bad, but the satisfaction is strong. Got a lot of messages asking if I feel guilty, if I went too far, if ruining her life was worth it. Let me be clear. She made her choices. She chose to cheat. I chose scorched earth. Actions have consequences. So, what's happened in the last 2 weeks? Buckle up, nah, forget it. Just listen. Bianca tried to get a lawyer. Went to 3 different firms in Brisbane. You know what's funny about the legal community? It's small, and Jono knows everyone. He didn't interfere. He didn't have to. Just made sure they knew I had evidence of adultery, expense fraud, and a prenup tighter than a drum. Most declined to represent her. The one who took her case wanted a $20,000 retainer. She didn't have it. The house sale went through, $1.80 million in this market. Cleared the mortgage and walked away with $900,000 profit, which went into the PNG account safe from Australian courts. See, I had been planning this lifestyle change anyway. The cheating just sped it up. But here's where it gets truly poetic. Remember Dr. Patricia Chun, Damien's surgeon fiancé? Turns out she didn't quite believe his lies after all. Hired a private investigator. Found out about 2 other women he was seeing, including a 22-year-old bartender at one of his clubs. Dr. Chun went full psycho, showing up at his flagship club in Broad Beach with a baseball bat, smashing up his Lamborghini in front of everyone. She got arrested, but man, it was beautiful. Someone sent me the article from the Courier Mail. I framed it. Damien's now facing his own storm. Lost his medical connections thanks to Dr. Chun. Lost half his clientele. And he's being sued by Patricia for some investment they had together. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Back to Bianca. She moved into a share house in Ashgrove, 4 bedrooms, 5 people, 1 bathroom. From a poolside mansion to fighting for shower time with university students. Her housemates found her Instagram from before. Now they treat her like she's got leprosy. She got a job at a chemist warehouse in Churnside, a retail pharmacy scanning groceries and selling pregnancy tests to teenagers. 40 grand a year if she's lucky. Her boss is 23 years old. I know because I had to check, going from a six-figure farm rep to, would you like a bag with that? The Italian community exile is complete. Her cousin's wedding last week? Not invited. Her dad's 60th birthday party? Persona non grata. Her mom, Rosa, still talks to her, but only when Antonio's not around. Italian shame lasts for generations. She'll carry this for decades. I blocked her on everything, but she found ways to message. LinkedIn. Damn LinkedIn. Mitchell, I'm begging you. Please just talk to me. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I love you. Please come home. A mistake. Forgetting to buy milk is a mistake. Cheating with another man for 6 months is a choice. Every hotel room was a choice. Every lie was a choice. Every time she came home smelling like him was a choice. But the universe wasn't done with her. Last week, she got served divorce papers. Jono delivered them personally to the chemist warehouse in front of customers and her 23-year-old boss. She tried to refuse them. Jono just dropped them at her feet and walked out. Legal service complete. She contested it, claiming she deserved half of everything. The judge looked at the evidence, adultery, expense fraud, and the prenup, and laughed. Not literally, but his ruling might as well have been get lost. She gets nothing. Well, she can keep her surname if she wants. I'm generous like that. The best part? I'm thriving. PNG is tough, but the pay is incredible. Banking $25,000 a month after expenses. The guys here respect someone who handles business without whining about it. I'm already getting invited to poker games and barbecues. There's even an Aussie nurse here who's been making eyes at me. Rebecca, Rachel, something like that. Doesn't matter. I'm not ready for that yet. Bianca still sends emails to addresses she thinks I might check. Long ones explaining how Damien meant nothing, how she was confused, how she'd been depressed, how I was never home, how she felt neglected. Every excuse in the cheater's handbook. I was never home because I was building our future. I was gone because every shift meant another $30,000 in our accounts. Another brick in our empire. And while I was sweating in 45-degree heat, breathing diesel fumes and rock dust, she was breathing Damien's cologne. Last I heard from Tomo, she started seeing a counselor, trying to work through her trauma. Her trauma? That's rich. Know what's traumatic? Watching your wife with another man on your anniversary. Everything else is just consequences. Final update posted 3 months later. Last update. You bloodthirsty readers. Writing this from my new apartment in Cairns. Yeah, I left PNG, but not for the reasons you think. The divorce went through last month. Clean and surgical. She got nothing except the right to disappear. Jono said she cried through the whole hearing, kept looking at the door like I'd walk in. I was 3,000 kilometers away, neck deep in copper, not giving a single thought. She tried everything in those final weeks, sent a letter to my parents in Townsville, which they sent back unopened. Mom told me later that any woman who could do that to her son was dead to her. Bianca even tried to contact my brother in Perth. He blocked her after sending one message. You messed up. But here's the thing about hitting rock bottom. Some people learn to climb, while others just dig deeper. Bianca chose to dig. Started a GoFundMe claiming I had abandoned her with nothing. Financial abuse, she called it. Forgot to mention the cheating, the expense fraud, or the prenup. Raised $327 before someone posted the full story in the comments. It got pulled within hours. Then she went nuclear herself, posting on Facebook that I was abusive and controlling. That's why she sought comfort elsewhere. Some of her old friends believed it, but most didn't. Francesca commented with screenshots of Bianca's cheating emails, her own sister. That's when you know you've messed up beyond redemption. The chemist warehouse job lasted 2 months. She got caught giving her new boyfriend. Yeah, she already had one, her employee discount. Instant termination. The boyfriend, some crypto bro named Kyle, dumped her the same week, thinking she had money. The Ashgrove share house kicked her out for bringing drama. She's now in a studio in Inala. If you don't know Brisbane, that's like going from Beverly Hills to Compton. Meanwhile, I was making bank in PNG, but 6 months was enough. I took a transfer to a site outside Cairns. Less money, but a better quality of life. Bought a unit overlooking the Esplanade cash. I started doing some consulting work on the side. Life was good. Then last Tuesday, I ran into her. I was in Brisbane for a meeting, walking through Queen Street Mall, and there she was outside Hungry Jack's in uniform. She saw me before I could turn away, her face. Damn. She looked 45, not 33. Hair in a messy ponytail, designer clothes replaced by polyester and shame. She just stood there holding a bag of rubbish. Mitch. I could have walked away, should have, but I stopped. Bianca, you look. She started crying right there on Queen Street, people staring. I'm so sorry. I ruined everything. I ruined us. I think about it every day. Every single day. You know what I felt? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like looking at a stranger. Yeah, you did. Is there any chance? No. I loved you. I still love you. I just got confused. And you loved me so much, you cheated with Damien for 6 months. She flinched as if I'd hit her. He meant nothing. You were everything. You are everything. I'm nothing to you. I have been since the day you chose him. Please, Mitch. I'll do anything. Counseling, therapy, whatever you want. I'll sign a postnup. I'll never talk to another man again. Please, just give me another chance. I'm dying here. I'm freaking dying. I looked at this woman I once promised to love forever, who I built a life with, who I trusted with everything, and felt pity, not love, not hate, just pity. Bianca, you didn't just cheat. You planned. You schemed. You were going to use me until the property's appreciated, then leave. You forgot I'm smarter than you thought. Now you're exactly where you deserve to be. I've lost everything. No, you threw everything away. There's a difference. Her manager, some 19-year-old kid with acne, stuck his head out. Bianca breaks over. Toilets need cleaning. The look on her face, from pharmaceutical executive to cleaning toilets at Hungry Jack's. From $120,000 a year to minimum wage. From an Audi Q7 to catching the 345 bus. From married to a mining engineer to this. I have to go, she whispered. Yeah, you do. I walked away. She called out one more time, but I didn't turn around. That night, Tomo told me she tried to take her own life 2 months ago but survived. Obviously, her parents still won't talk to her. Damien's engaged again, some 25-year-old influencer. The Italian community still whispers about the Russo girl who betrayed her husband. Me? I'm golden. Dating that nurse from PNG. Turns out her name's Rebecca. Sweet girl, honest, loyal, appreciates what she has. We're taking it slow, no rush, no pressure, no BS. I started a consultancy with another ex-mining guy. We're clearing $500,000 a year each. Easy. Bought a Land Cruiser. Paid cash. Considering buying a boat. Life's good when you cut the cancer out completely. Sometimes I think about what could have been, if she'd just been honest, if she'd talked to me about feeling neglected instead of being with her ex. If she'd chosen us over him. But she didn't, and actions have consequences. She ruined our anniversary. I ruined her life. Fair trade in my book. To every guy reading this, don't be a fool. Don't beg. Don't do the pick-me dance. If she cheats, she's done. No second chances. No counseling. No working it out. Have some self-respect. Handle your business like a man. And remember, the best revenge isn't emotional. It's surgical. I'm Mitchell Thompson. I was married to a cheater. Now I'm not. Life's beautiful on this side. Edit, to everyone asking, yes, this is real. No, I don't regret it. Yes, I'm genuinely happy now. And no, I won't give you Jono's contact details. Find your own lawyer. Edit 2 for the White Knights saying I went too far. She knew the consequences. The prenup was clear about adultery. She made her choices. I made mine. Equal rights, equal consequences. Final edit. Turning off notifications. Stories told. Moving on with life. If you're in Cairns, maybe I'll see you at the Walshed. First round's on me if you're not a cheater. Cheers.